Hello and welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 3rd of May 2015. The moon today is in the sign of Scorpio, just moving past its debilitation point at the time that we're looking at the chart for. And the moon is also in the nakshatra or lunar mansion of Swati. Swati is symbolized by coral. I like to think of the process of Swati as being related to self-perpetuation. Now, you may wonder what I mean by that. Well, first, let's look at the analogy of coral. Coral looks like a stone, but it's actually an animal. It's an animal, a marine animal, that secretes its own skeleton. So there's an idea of pressing beyond oneself, creating something externally beyond the boundaries which one senses within oneself. It's spiritually oriented, but it's a very dense and determined nakshatra or lunar mansion with a very profound desire to be free and break beyond the boundaries. It wants to achieve something. It has a very specific goal in mind. And somewhere in your life, there's likely a specific goal that you have in mind and something that you're wishing to achieve, something that you're wishing to create. And there's a lot of resistance right now. But there's also a lot of strength and determination that's building within yourself. I should say that today is the lunar day, the 14th lunar day of the bright half of the moon, called full moon Purnima. And the moon is very strong today. And very confident and very gentle in terms of its vibrancy. But also the moon is in an inimical area of the chart. And so there's a little bit of tension, or I should say probably more than a little bit of tension. There's the desire and there's the pining, but it doesn't really feel like things are turning out quite to the capacity that you might like for them to. There's also the sense that one is facing a lot of challenges, a lot of calamity is expressed through the solar lunar yoga, which is called Vyatipata, which means calamity itself. I should mention that Swati is ruled by the north node of the moon. And with the north node of the moon, also known as Rahu, there can be a tendency towards calamity and things appearing not fully as they are. And there's a very passionate nature that's associated with Rahu. And that passionate nature is driving you to achieve something which is a very deep yearning inside of yourself, and you're sensing the boundaries that are there. And it's quite likely that you'll find yourself in a position where you have to go all the way into the depths of a difficult situation in order to come out the other side. But once you do, you're likely going to find that you're getting more of the results that you desire. I'm not saying fully the results that you desire, because you'll, I think, get an idea of why when we do tomorrow night's lunar scope with the full moon. It's important to note that the moon is in Swati, which is ruled by Rahu, and Rahu is in Hasta, which is ruled by the moon. So these two planets are very deeply exchanging their energy. And Hasta is about the power of manifestation. And with Swati, there's that desire to break through the boundaries in order to manifest whatever it is that you're desiring to manifest. But one of the issues is, as I said before, is that the moon is in an inimical area of the chart in Scorpio, having just passed its debilitation point. Those feelings, that tension, that sense that things aren't working out quite as you might like for them to, is something that will ultimately serve you. But you've got to go into the confidence that things are transforming in your favor, even though it may not feel quite as much like they are. As you can see, the moon doesn't have a lot of strength today. But even though it's the full moon, it's got that full moon energy and that full moon power, but it's having a hard time exercising that power. And that creates a level of frustration and desire, which ultimately can propel you past the boundaries which are restraining you at the moment. Obviously, I can't know where this is impacting you in your life, but if you would like a little more guidance based upon your personal astrology, there are also a vast range of astrological services that are offered through my website. You can see a link on this YouTube video if you're interested. If you have closed down that link already, there's one further down in the description area. Just briefly, there are person-to-person consultations, personalized video reports, which are recorded as a monologue, and also written reports for those of you who prefer the written word. All available through the Astrological Services page of my website. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page yet, there is also a little red link down in the right-hand corner of this video if you wish to subscribe. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 3rd of May, 2015. Until next time, my friends, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.